चालू करत आहे सांगून दे फक्त चालू करत आहे ना जॉईन व्हाल ना त्यांच्याकडेच त्याचा नेटचा प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये आला होता आवाज नव्हता येत ना
Good morning to all. Within few seconds, we will start our FDP. All the dignitaries are joining very soon. So within few seconds, we will start.
भैया आपको लिंक भेज देता हूँ अच्छा बाद में पोस्ट कर देना बाद में देखो पहले आपको कार्य नहीं साथ में डाल देना बाहर मैक्सिमम पैसे वो 50 मांगेंगे इसमें डाल मैं तुम्हारे इसमें डालता हूँ जैसे प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट हुआ
मनीष सर को ऐड करेंगे ना पैनलिस्ट
ओके ओके मनीष सर
हा प्रधान सर, आवाज येत आहे का माझा?
येस सर आवाज येत आहे. सर जॉईन व्हायचे आहेत वाटतं.
कावडे सर जॉईन झाले का पहा बरं. सर एवढं ठीक आहे ठीक आहे सर. ठीक आहे सर. चल प्रधान सर.
सर
कावडे सर जॉईन झाले वाटते.
हो स्टार्ट करतो
चालू
मी.
करून टाका.
हो येस सर.
हॅलो कावडे सर. कावडे सरांना पॅनलवर घेऊन घ्या.
हो येस सर. सर स्टार्ट करायचं.
कावडे सरांना आवाज नाही जाऊन राहिला.
हॅलो कावडे सर. गुड मॉर्निंग वाजपेयी सर.
हा
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you?
आय एम फाईन सर.
गुड मॉर्निंग
Good morning, sir. Good
सर.
morning,
सुरू
sir.
करायचं
हाँ बिल्कुल
सर.
कर सकते हैं.
हा सुरू करतोय सर आम्ही.
हॅलो कावडे सर.
त्यांना अनम्यूट करा कावडे सरांना.
हा सर आवाज येतोय.
येस सर.
हा कावडे सर नमस्कार.
हा मी जॉईन केलाय सर. जॉईन केलाय.
सुरू करतो
बरं.
सर आम्ही.
हा सुरू करा सर.
ठीक आहे सर.
So good
Ah,
morning to all. A very warm welcome to all our guest speaker and participants, respected honorable guest, inaugurator, resource person, and all the participants who registered and actively participated to this national level 1 week faculty development program on research excellence and academic development from different part of the country all over India, and some of the participants who registered from out of India. Thank you all for your participation. I, Sandeep S. Pradhan, Head Department of Library and Organizing Secretary of this 1 week faculty development program. On behalf of the NILKANTHRAO SHINDE Science and Art College, Bhadrawati, District Chandrapur, Maharashtra State, I once again welcome you all in this national level faculty development program organized by Department of Library and IQAC of our college. Today, this is the day 1 of this FDP. For the inaugural session of this faculty development program, we have our privilege as Honorable Dr. Shriram Kavade Sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, officiating Dean Faculty of Humanities, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, Maharashtra, as the Chief Inaugurator of this 1 week faculty development program. Our patron and guest for this program, Honorable Dr. Vivek Shinde, President, Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha, Bhadrawati. Honorable Dr. Karthik Shinde, Secretary, Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha, Bhadrawati. And Dr. Vishal Shinde, Joint Secretary, Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha, Bhadrawati. Also, we have with us Honorable Dr. Lemraj S. Ladke, Principal of our college and organizer of this 1 week faculty development program. And also we have with us today the session speaker, Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpayee sir, University Deputy Librarian, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Welcome you, sir. So first of all, I request to our Honorable Dr. Lemraj S. Ladke sir, Principal of our college and organizer of this 1 week faculty development program, to deliver welcome and introductory remarks on this 1 week faculty development program. Over to Dr. Ladke sir.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Respected inaugurator of this inaugural function of National 1 week faculty development program on research excellence and academic development, READ-2021, Honorable Dr. Shriram Kavade sir, Pro Vice Chancellor of Gondwana University, Gadchiroli. Special guest of honor, Dr. Vivek Shinde, President of Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha, Bhadrawati, and Member of Management Council, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli. Thursday resource person, Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpayee, Deputy Librarian of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Patron of this MTB, Secretary of Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha, Bhadrawati, Dr. Karthik Shinde, and Dr. Vishal Shinde, Joint Secretary of Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha, Bhadrawati, and all trustees of the society. Professor Sandeep Pradhan, Librarian of the college, and Organizing Secretary of this FDP, Dr. Shashikant Sitre, IQAC Co-ordinator and Convener of this program. Organizing Committee members, Dr. Narendra Harne, Dr. Aparna Dhote, Dr. Gajendra Bedre, and Dr. M. Kadri. Distinguished participants of this program, researchers, professors, scholars, teaching and administrative staff of the college. At the outset, I would like to welcome all of you in this national 1 week faculty development program organized by our college. I extend you all a very warm and happy welcome on behalf of Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha, Bhadrawati, and NILKANTHRAO Shinde Science and Arts College, Bhadrawati. On my personal behalf and on the behalf of my colleagues in the college, I most earnestly and heartily welcome Honorable Dr. Sriram Kavade, Pro-Vice Chancellor of Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, and I express my gratitude for accepting our invitation as inaugurator of this National One-Week Faculty Development Program. I also welcome and highly feel honored with the presence of special guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Vivekan Shinde, President of Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha Bhadrawati and Management Councillor of Gondwana University, Gadchiroli. I also welcome first day resource person, Honorable Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpai, Deputy Librarian of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and I am grateful to him for accepting our request to share his knowledge with participants. I am grateful to all resource persons of remaining 5 days FDP program, Honorable Dr. Nanda Kishore R. Moteva, Director, Knowledge of Resource Center, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, Dr. Jayesh D. Patel, Associate Professor, V.M. Patel Institute of Management, Ganpat University, Gujarat, Dr. Ajay B. Gadicha, Assistant Professor, Engineering Management, Center, Gadgi Baba Amravati University, Amravati, Dr. Rose Wine Jai, Head, Sustainable Development Goals Center, Presidency University, Bangalore, Ms. Suwangi Rath, Founder Vigyan Varta, and international e-magazine for science enthusiastic researcher Odisha, who accept our invitation as a resource person in very short notice, and I will be grateful to them to share their knowledge of this week. I am thankful to many distinguished scholars and professors for their participants in this FDP. Also, I welcome to many participants who have joined us. I would like to place on record deep appreciation of invaluable support and assistance of the patrons and trustees of Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha Bhadrawati. Friends, in every higher education institution and universities, along with teaching and non-teaching evaluation process, research is very important parameter, and while ranking the institution, ranking agency consider research as one of the main parameters. Also, research is important factor for faculty members of the institution for their personal development. Our institution started its journey in 1993 and is now transformed into institution of the distinct identity, imparting education of science and arts from degree to PhD programs. Our institution has 5 recognized centers in mathematics, physics, chemistry, zoology, and botany, admitting 50 students to PhD program and submitting and awarding PhD to 19 students. In this year, our institution is going to face NAAC 4th cycle, which is the first ever attempt to face the 4th cycle of NAAC in the history of Gondwana University, Gadchiroli. I must pay homage to visionary founder, Secretary of Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha Bhadrawati, Sri NILKANTHRAO Shinde, ex-MLA of Bhadrawati Varora constituency, who dreamed great and accomplished it for the betterment of the people of this rural and backward region. Up till now, our institution has organized a number of conferences, workshops, and webinars as at national and international level. At last week, we have organized a national workshop on intellectual property right. Now, Department of Library and IQAC organized a national level 1 week faculty development program on research excellence and academic development, and near about 1,100 participants are registered from the nation and abroad, like Nigeria, Pakistan, Dubai, Bangladesh, Malaysia, etc. This FDP offers a unique opportunity to the academician, teachers, librarians, and researchers to expand their professional knowledge and to extend research excellence. This FDP aims to provide knowledge and practical skill and helps to explore the different dimensions of research and development. I am sure you will have fruitful and rewarding exchanges in the next few days. Again, welcoming you all, I wish you every success with this faculty development program. Thank you. Pradhan sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ladke sir, for your valuable introductory remark on this occasion. Now I request to our guest and inaugurator of this 1 week faculty development program, Honorable Dr. Shriram Pravde sir, Pro Vice Chancellor and Dean Faculty of Humanities, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, Maharashtra, to inaugurate this 1 week faculty development program and deliver his inaugural address. Over to Dr. Pravde sir.
A very good morning to all of. Sir, I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
National 1 week faculty development program on research excellence and academic development 9th August to 14th August 2021 organized by Bhadrawati Shikshan Sanstha Bhadrawati, NILKANTHRAO SHINDE Science and Art College Bhadrawati District Chandrapur. These inaugural functions of Dr. Vivek Shinde ji, Honorable Guest Karthik Shinde ji, Vishal Shinde ji, Manish Kumar Bajpayee ji, resource person, and principal of this college, Dr. Ladke ji, and participant, and all the principals are various colleges affiliated to Gondwana University, and all the teachers, researchers, those are connected virtually for this national level faculty development program. I extend a warm thank you to the member of management and principal of NILKANTHRAO Shinde Science and Art College for inviting me to inaugurate a national 1 week faculty development program on research excellence and academic development. At the outset, it is my pleasure to formally inaugurate the national level FDP and declare that the FDP is open for further deliberation on various crucial aspects of academic development and research excellence through emerging research skill and technical tools. Quality education is the soul of human development, addressing and providing scientific thoughts on contemporary academic development and challenges in truly one of the prime responsibility of any higher education institution. I therefore congratulate NILKANTHRAO Shinde Science and Art College for organizing a national level faculty development program organized by the Department of Library and IQAC. The higher education ecosystem in India is undergoing with various structural changes. Our Prime Minister, Honorable Sri Narendra Modi, has recently addressed the nation to mark the first anniversary of the new National Education Policy 2020. This is the first education policy of the 21st century and replaces the 34-year-old National Policy of Education. 1986. Therefore, it becomes important for teachers to understand the new changes. It is in the constant faculty development is considered as a need per hour. Faculty development has been defined as a wide range of activities that institutions apply to support faculty members' role. This included programs designed to improve the performance of faculty members in education, research, and administration, as well as increasing organizational capacities and culture. Faculty strength in the main component to improve professional education and capability. Enriching the faculty strength in domain of teaching, assessing, research, professionalism, and administration is proceed to improve educational empowered significance and enhance the academic performance of learners. I am very happy to know that the organizer have taken care of all fundamental and emerging aspects which need to be discussed and deliberated in the faculty development program. Particularly, the present FDP has two major determinations. Number one, the FDP accommodates and offers a unique opportunity to the academicians, teachers, librarians, and researchers to develop their professional knowledge and to extend research excellence and to expand knowledge on key areas such as academic integrity in higher education, open educational resources for higher education and learning, strength and techniques to avoid plagiarism, reference management tools and techniques with scientific software for creation and bibliography, art of writing research paper and article for reputed journal publications and importantly publication ethics. I also prepared
Hello, Kavde sir. Hello.
हॅलो कवडे सर.
Hello.
I think sir is out of coverage. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello, Kavde sir.
Okay, take next. Declare the program is inaugurated.
Okay, due to some technical convenience, we are proceed further. Now the inaugural session of this faculty development program is over, and I request to Dr. Harne sir to give the formal vote of thanks for this first session of inaugural session. Over to Dr. Harne sir.
Of this FD FDP, Dr. Kavade sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, Gondwana University, Gadchirode, and Dean Faculty of Humanities, Gondwana University, Gadchirode, for spent his valuable time to this national FDP and inaugurate our FDP. We are very much thankful to our guest and patron, Dr. Vivek Shinde sir, President, Bhadrawati Shikshan Samstha, Bhadrawati, and Management Counselor, Gondwana University, Gadchirode, for motivating and encouraging us to conduct this FDP. We are also thankful to Dr. Karthik Shinde sir, Secretary, Bhadrawati Shikshan Samstha, Bhadrawati, and Dr. Vishal Shinde sir, Joint Secretary, Bhadrawati Shikshan Samstha, Bhadrawati, for spending valuable time. We are also thankful to our today's resource person, Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpayee sir, and we are also thankful to our organizer and principal of our college, Dr. S. Ladke sir. Thank you so much. Over to Pradhan sir.
Now we will start the session. Day-1 for the we have now the academic meeting.
Pradhan sir, you are not audible.
Thank you to all the dignitaries for spending valuable times with us in the inaugural session. Now we move to the first session of today's Day-1, and the topic academic integrity. So as you know, the knowledge is the familiarity, awareness, and understanding of someone or something, such as facts, skills, or objects. But most account knowledge can be acquired in many different ways and from many sources, including but not limited to perception, reason, memory, testimony, scientific inquiry, education, and practice. Knowledge can refer to a theoretical and practical understanding of a subject. It can be implicit or explicit, formal or informal, systematic or particular. So by keeping this in mind, we are taking efforts to organize this 1 week FDP. So for today's session, we have with us Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpayee sir, and I request to today's our convener of this program, Dr. Shashikant Sitre sir, to introduce the today's guest.
Thank you, Pradhan sir, and good morning to all. Our today's resource person, Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpayee, Deputy Librarian and Librarian in Charge, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. He has about 12 years serving experience in library and information science and has qualified UGC NET. His areas of interest includes Web 2, digital library, innovative library services, SNS, open access, and law librarianship. He has published several research articles in reputed journals and has also presented papers at several national and international conferences and seminars. He has delivered a number of talks and worked as resource person in national level FDPs, conferences, and workshops. He has organized various national level seminars, conferences, workshops, and training programs. Dr. Bajpayee is the executive editor of Legal Analyst, a journal, peer-reviewed law journal. He is also a peer-reviewed law journal expert, RML, NLU. He is also the life member of professional bodies like UPLA, RRC, ILA, and IASLIC. Dr. Bajpayee has been nominated as subject expert by the prestigious universities of India and delivered lectures in various universities and institutions. Dr. Bajpayee is an assistant program in charge at IGNOU in the University Center. He is also University Coordinator for Shodh Ganga and Shodh Gangotri program. So this is the dynamic personality from Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University from Lucknow, who will be guiding us on this occasion of this national level FDP. So over to Pradhan sir. Thank you.
So thank you, Dr. Sitre sir. Before to start the session, some of the instructions to our participants. Request to all, please keep your audio and video off during the session, and I request to all to make this session more interactive by posting questions and queries in a chat box, which will be discussed at the end of the technical session. Also, you can ask the queries to our resource person at the end of the session. So, to start the session, I request to Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpayee sir. Over to Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpayee sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sandeep ji, and thank you, Dr. Shashikant ji, for your kind words. Honorable Chief Guest of the session, Dr. Sriram, Pro Vice Chancellor, Gondwana University, Gondwana. Dr. Lemraj, Principal of the college. Dr. Vivek, President of the society. Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Shashikant, and the entire team of the organizing team of the college, NILKANTHRAO SHINDE Science and Arts College, Chandrapur. I would like to congratulate the entire team, especially the Department of the Library Information Science and IQAC of the college, for taking such a great initiative in this pandemic time, or in this very, very tough time. Dr. Sandeep, I would request you to kindly allow me to share my PPT.
Okay, sir. Thank. Okay, sir.
I have seen the entire schedule of the FDP, and I find it very useful and very apt in a present scenario. Just a minute, I have to make some changes. I think now my PPT is visible to you all. So, if you, academic integrity is not new actually. Academic integrity is not directly related to the research only, but it also a very, very useful issue in the field of academia. Not only for teachers or researchers, it is like a behavior to be owned by either you are a student, either you are a researcher, either you are a teacher, either you are a supervisor of a program or supervisor of a PhD program or some other program. I would start with a quote of a professor from a BHU. Now he is retired professor of law, an expert in IPR. In 2013, we interacted with him and he, over the issue of plagiarism and academic integrity. He said that academic integrity is more ethical and less legal. So now I would start with his quote that academic integrity is less legal and more ethical. First, if we see that what is integrity, so then C.S. Lewis has quoted that integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. I give you one example. Suppose you are crossing a traffic light at the time of night and there is no policeman or traffic police is there. but you are crossing the line, even this is red. So you are just not obeying the rules or the policy of the government or the traffic rules at that point of time, because you cross that road because no one was there to watch you. So kind of integrity you can sense in every walks of life. So if we move forward from integrity to the academic integrity. So if we look around the academic integrity, if you just search on Google search or Bing search engine or any of the search engine, then you will find that academic integrity is something which is related to properly citing the content which you have already used or you are going to use, honesty, fairness, courage, paraphrasing, trust, values, research, understanding, group work, etc. etc. If you search, you will find like that all these key terms are moving around academic integrity and directly or indirectly linked with the term academic integrity. Now we can see two definitions of academic integrity. One is academic integrity is the commitment to and demonstration of honest and moral behavior in an academic setting. So what is important here, honest and moral behavior are two very key issues while you are working in an academic setting. It means it is important for a teacher also, for a student. Suppose I give you one example. Suppose you are going to a class to teach today, which is scheduled at 11, for example, but somehow you have a meeting also at the same time, but you are going to miss a class by 10 minutes. You are going to miss the entire class. So in that way, the student will see that this is like you are missing a class which was well planned and well scheduled, and the meeting which comes after that arrangement of that class. So that is also counted as an academic misconduct or the violation of academic integrity. In 2018, UGC regulation has been notified by UGC for the prevention of plagiarism and to encourage academic integrity. And that in that regulation, UGC has given a definition of academic integrity, that academic integrity is the intellectual honesty in proposing, performing, and reporting any activity which leads to the creation of intellectual property. So therefore, academic integrity is a part of intellectual honesty and also the creation of intellectual property. If you are going to create anything like any picture, any music, any content, any report, if you are not properly following the rules or the policy of the institution and the ethics of the academic integrity, that means you are not you are going to fall under academic misconduct. So there are some core values of every aspect. So integrity, academic integrity is having 5 core values. One is honesty, trust, respect, responsibility, and fairness. Honesty. Honesty is the first and primary core value of academic integrity. It means that the proper acknowledgement of a work which you have used in your academic work. Because every research is depending upon the experiences of others' work. Because you also read many literature, also Soch Sindhu, you also search Soch Sindhu, that how many titles have been immersed in a same field, or has been worked by many researchers in the same field, or Soch Ganga for consulting the how many theses have been awarded in a particular research area. And in the literature review, you actually first see that how many works have been done and what was the plan and how they have proceeded, what the results they have been scopified. So you see all that and you use in your work. The first thing is that there must be an honesty to acknowledge the work in a properly citation system or a bibliographical system which you are going to use for your research. Then trust. If you do a work in an honest way, then it creates a trust among the peers. Suppose you have written some paper or some article and published in a newspaper or published in a journal, and your peer group is reading your article, and if you are working in a very ethical way, that will actually give an impression and create a trust among the peer groups that your work will be authentic work. Sometimes if you read a book, then you always say that this book is very good and this author is very good. Why you say it like that? Because that book is properly researched, that article is properly researched, and that author has gained that trust. Then we talk about the fairness. Fairness is actually the presentation of your work in a very fair way. Sometimes you give a wrong advertisement, or sometimes you are not taking not giving a proper weightage to your peer group while you are working in a group or in a research project. So that fairness is always a requirement. And then responsibility. And responsibility brings you that the policy of academic integrity of your institution or the fundamental values of the academic integrity has to be incorporated, and the students to whom you are going to taught or to bring them on under your supervision, you must say first them, this is your responsibility, that look, these are the parameters which you have to follow. These are the citation styles, these are the bibliography styles, these are the policies of the institution for the research, and you have to follow precisely. So this is the responsibility of a research guide, and the researcher also, that they have to ask their supervisor, researcher, their research guide, that what are the fundamental values and what are the research policies of the institution which I have to follow. It's a kind of responsibility we share in the institution. And then respect. Respect the work of the others. is a very, very important. Sometimes you say that my work is very good and your work is not as good. So sometimes this is called a false appreciation. So that should not be followed while you are working in an academic environment. Because libraries, and in the field of academic integrity, libraries are going to play a very, very important role. Uh, Now you can see the student, if the libraries are well equipped with the reading resources, whether they are the digital resources, whether they are the academic, they are the print resources, but their arrangement and the reach of the library staff and the librarian to the users, the researchers and the faculty members can be a game changer in enhancing the value of the quality of the research. Then if you violate the academic integrity core values and rules of the academic integrity, then you will fall under the academic misconduct. And how you see that if the plagiarism is one of the academic misconduct which has been noticed in the field of academic in academic environment, and the UGC is working on that place in a more serious way. Collusion is one of the area, and fabrication of results, cheating in exams, asking someone to write assignments for you, and personation, buying an essay from an easy writing company. You see, I have seen a report that India was sometimes in 80s. It was in top 5 institutions of the 5 top countries in creating the research articles and research work. But in 1990s, they slipped from 5 to 10 rank, and now if you see the Web of Science data or the Scopus data, many ranking data such as Web of Science, Times Global Ranking, or any other global ranking system, Shanghai Universities ranking or Shanghai Asian Universities ranking, then you will find that Indian universities are not even in top 20. They are slipping from there slightly. Why this happens? Because we missed the core values and we focused more on producing research work or say research article or articles rather the quality or quality research output. So they usually fail to occupy a place in a top 10 or the top 5 or top 20 ranking of the world. Because we have not created some academic integrity policy or plagiarism policy of the institution, and sometimes the researcher failed to obey those rules, or sometimes the guide failed to make it count because of the unawareness and innocence of such rules and such techniques. So plagiarism is the fabrication of results is very common. Sometimes you collect the data and you were expecting that data must be like from the 100 institutions or from the 1,000 candidates or the respondents, but you just merely get a 200 data from the 200 respondents. May be some issues. There may be some reason that you are not able to do that, but due to the scarcity of the time, you just manipulate the data, sometimes by knowing and sometimes unknowingly. This is also called the fabrication of results and the academic misconduct. cheating in exams is very common from the years, and that also comes under academic misconduct. Personation is you can see the buying an essay from an essay writing company. You see, I have got many advertisements from many institutions that you give them a thesis of your PhD work. They will fetch 5 articles from your thesis, or 20 articles from your thesis, and they will cost something, and they will do that. So this kind of practice is actually an academic misconduct. Asking someone to write assignments for you. This is a very common, I think in last decade, so on. It is very common. Some of the people are just taking some kind of money packages they are having, that they can write PhD for you, they can write assignment for you, they can write an essay for you, anything, whatever you want to have, they can pay for. You just pay for that and they will write it. But those people are not taking care of any plagiarism and academic integrity rules to avoid academic integrity, to avoid academic misconduct. So these are the things that you. Collision is very common sometimes. A single assignment is used by many students by changing just title or some headings of the heading of that document or assignment. Everything is same. That is also submitted many of the institutions, and that is also academic misconduct. So why we fall into the game of academic misconduct? If you see this definition on research by Walsh and Bensel, we have given it 1981, that research is a systematic, formal, rigorous, and precise process employed to gain solutions to problems or to discover and interpret new facts and relationships. So you can see that research is a systematic, rigorous, and precise work. It is not like that tomorrow you need something to read and write, or to write some paper. Sometimes you will be surprised that your peer friends are having some conference, or having some going to publish some journal, and they will ask you, I will give you 1 week time and you please submit a paper. If you are working in some paper in last 5-6 months, then okay, we can do that. But even I do not have an idea what to write, and they suddenly say that you have to write a paper, and people are just writing a paper and submitting also and publishing it. But it is not a research, because research is a systematic, rigorous, and precise work, and it takes time. It is not like that you can make it in overnight of any. So this is again the area. If you are not following these fundamental rules of the research, definitely you are not going to obey the values of academic integrity. They are very less chance. So now, if we talk about as per the UGC norm, the academic integrity in the higher education, so plagiarism is one of the issues which has to be taken care of. So plagiarism is, that it is taken from the from the Latin word, that is plagiaris, and it means a kidnap. Kidnapping is more heinous crime than abduction. You may be aware that if the age of a child is less than 16 years, then somebody has taken off that child, that is called a kidnapping, and that is more heinous than abduction of anyone. Abduction is that you have to take off somebody who is above 16 years or adult. So in that way, you can understand that kidnapping, plagiarism is like kidnapping. Right? So in the era of digital environment, the technology give you sometimes a very, very upper hand and make your life easy. But at the same time, every coin is having two faces. You please do not recall a coin of Sole film because that film is having that coin was having same face in the both sides. Here I'm talking about a coin which we used and that is having a two-face coin. So if you see from these cartoons, I have many cartoons that this one is taking off this person's idea. Here you can see that this person is, stealing somebody's work. Here, this person is simply, there are some pressure to create an assignment. They just taken off from any Wikipedia is given here. You see that simply they had copied and pasted. And here a teacher is also asking a student that whether you have created this or this essay or the Google has made this essay. And the student is now surprising and the teacher is also surprising. So this is very common habit. You see in a school, teacher is giving so many assignments to work on for a student and their parents are just rushing to the internet cafe and they are just taking a printout of it and making them as an assignment. So plagiarism is work of copy or cut or paste without proper referencing or acknowledgement. So copy or cut and paste is without proper referencing and acknowledgement is a plagiarism. If you are not doing so and you are properly referring and acknowledging the work from where you have copied or cut it and used in your work, then it will not be called plagiarism. So there is a definition of plagiarism also, and it is the act of presenting the other's work and knowingly or unknowingly and claiming that it's your own creation, then definitely you are committing an act of plagiarism. The problem in the violation of the academic integrity or the academic misconduct is that while you are using others' work and you are not acknowledging them. In the proper acknowledging them. Sometimes you are using 2, 3, 4 paragraphs and even you are not giving citing well, or you are giving the reference at the end of that particular page that you have taken it from this one. So that is not a proper reference or the acknowledgement. It is not clear that that particular sentence is taken from somewhere else, or the entire paragraph, or the entire 2 paragraph, or entire 3 paragraph, or the entire page. So that is also the misleading referencing system or the referencing style, which also comes under the plagiarism. And plagiarism is counted for knowingly and unknowingly also. You cannot say that unknowingly I did it, but I was never know about the fact that this work is done by someone else. So plagiarism is the act of presenting others' work as own without any reference is called plagiarism. Why it happened? Paraphrasing, very common. You just take a paragraph from somewhere else and you just translate, or you can convert it in your own language, or English to Hindi, or Hindi to English, or Marathi, or some other Telugu, Tamil, or some other languages, whatever you are going to follow those languages. Failing to properly cite, yes. Attributing information to a source from which it did not come. It is very common too. You see that, you can see that sometimes you write a paper and and you send a paper for a publication, and that publisher is saying that in your paper there are very less references, please add more. So what you do that, you just search on the Google search engine and you will find some data and you just incorporate it in your paper. So that is also because you never see that content is related to that or that is used from there or not. Submitting a work created by another under your name, and submitting a work created by yourself or others but claiming the work entirely as your own. Sometimes you work in a co-authorship. Sometimes some students are working in some project under your guidance, and you are using that project as your research article without acknowledging those students is also an act of plagiarism or academic misconduct. Why we do that? To the time constraint, sometimes you have to submit this paper, this assignment, this thesis, this dissertation latest by this date, and now you have to hurry up. Laziness is one of the reasons some people say that I will do it, and the time bound, the time is like that. You have no time now to respond on that. Lack of fundamental research skills, from where the data has to be taken care of, how to cite, which reference citation system has to be used. Lack of knowledge of research methods. Sometimes the students are doing the empirical research. They do not understand that where they are going to use the analytical method or the scientific method or the historical method, but they used to just randomly started where they are comfortable and they have started work on. Confidence, yes, definitely. If you do not have confidence, then also you can make mistakes. Ignorance and carelessness about the project. Sometimes you have taken a project, but you are not understanding about the project, what it demands, and you started working on that. That also leads to you in a plagiarism issue and academic misconduct at some point of time. Pressures from peer group, supervisors, and society. That is very common, I think, when, for example, in your institution, you both are friends, and one of your friends have published a paper in a reputed journal. Now you have a pressure that, in this year we have not published any, I have not published any paper, and my fellow has did it. So why not I? And you started working on that in a hurried way. You are not following all the values of academic integrity, and you leads to the plagiarism. So if you see the plagiarism issue, so broadly we can say divide it into 4 areas. One is direct plagiarism, that is word by word. What you did, you just copied from there the entire paragraph and used in your work without citing that. That is also called the direct plagiarism. And the self-plagiarism. UGC on 20th April 2020 notified self-plagiarism also and called it text recycling. Self-plagiarism means your own work which you have done previously and published it, but you are not going to acknowledge it in your another paper. That is called self-plagiarism. And it is very common also. Because you think that this is your own work and you can use it as many times. Yes, you can use it because you're not going to violate the copyright because you are having copyright. But at the same time, you are going to disobey rules of academic integrity, or you are in the field of academic misconduct. Because something you have created once and for that you have already been got appreciation, promotion, acknowledgement, everything. So you cannot create one thing twice. So therefore, while you are going to use your own previously published work in another future your research paper, you must acknowledge or refer or cite your work. And then Moisic plagiarism is phrased without quotation marks. Please take care of. For example, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. This is a quote given by a late Prime Minister Shastriji, but you are not bringing those that quotation under double inverted comma. So always bring them if you are using anyone's quote or the content as it is, then you must bring them within a double inverted comma and make that a phrase. Otherwise, it will be counted as a Mosaic plagiarism. The fourth one is accidental plagiarism. Paraphrasing and proxy references are being notified under this plagiarism type. So, if you are paraphrasing, still you have to cite that this idea you have taken from this place or this work. If you are not doing that, that is accidental plagiarism. And proxy references, I have already talked about it. That document is not connected to that particular document, but you are referring that document. That is false referring system or false referencing also there, and this is called falsification also. So this is the spectrum of plagiarism spectrum. You can see here. If you moving this area, that is a deliberate one. Buying or stealing other work, paying someone to do your work, working with other students to complete an individual task. Your task is there, but you are taking help from your students, but you are not giving a due acknowledgement to those students. Reusing work have you done earlier for your assignment and using source closely when paraphrasing, copying work from a source without a citation. So here, if you're moving this way, then this is the poor practice, but if you are moving this way, it means you are making it a deliberately. So this is a chart. Suppose this is you are using your own work, using your own ideas. It's good. Using quotes and blog quotes, using full citations. If you know, then this one, and if you get these answers, no, then it's plagiarism. If you are citing them well and making a result, then it is a good. So this is a good, this is a flow chart of good practice of academic integrity. If you are not doing so, then you are definitely indulged in the practice of plagiarism. Now, the challenge is how to overcome how to avoid academic misconduct, or how we can encourage academic integrity. So there must be a policy in the institution. How you will proceed the research, what are the important tools, like you may give anti-plagiarism software tools to your institution. There are bundles of research, bundles of anti-plagiarism software tools are available. Turnitin is very famous. Urkut is now getting their popularity in India because this is supported by Infibnet and provided to the institution. Adrenaline is one of the make in India product which is available in various multiple languages, because sometimes somebody is writing their thesis on Marathi language or Hindi language or in any other regional languages, and the softwares are not capable to diagnose those content. So the percentage of the similarity will be zero. So in that case, it will be very difficult. Now the Dilbert is available in many of the languages, and Turnitin has now started. Urkun is also started providing services in many languages now, but they are not very good in the regional languages. Now there is always, even none of the anti-plagiarism software is the plagiarism detector software. They are the similarity detector software, or they are the similarity checker software. So what is the similarity? Similarity is something, the data which is exactly available on other resources. It is not like that. If the percentage of your document, the similarity percentage of the document is, say, for example, 20%. Okay, but if you are properly referred, properly cited those documents, those content, then it is not plagiarized. Plagiarism has to be taken care of or checked by the guide or the supervisor, the expert one. Any software can't do that. The only software check the similarity of your document and they give the percentage of similarity, not the plagiarism of that document. So there must not be any confusion. How much plagiarism is accepted? As per Indian Copyright Act, 0% plagiarism is accepted. How much similarity index is accepted? Earlier it was depending on the institution. It varies from institution to institution, department to department of the same institution. For example, the Department of Law, any university is saying that we will take similarity up to 25%, but at the same time, the Department of Mathematics is saying that we will take up to 10% only. And the same institution or Department of Social Sciences is saying, okay, we are comfortable with the similarity of the 15%. So it was varying institution to institution and departments to departments of the same institution, but there was always a tough discussion among the institutions. But the UGC came with a regulation in 2018 to overcome this problem, and that came in 2018. University Grants Commission, Promotion of Academic Integrity and Prevention of Plagiarism in Higher Education Institution Regulations 2018, notified on 23rd of July 2018. Turnitin and anti-plagiarism software was the first initiative taken by the UGC. By Infibnet, a body of UGC, and they have provided to 100 universities who are governed under 12B and 2F of UGC Act, and those are all central universities and central institutions. And then they have continued it with another software called Urkun, and to HEI, the higher education institutions, and under the leaders of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, and then Honorable Minister of HRD, they have started a program that is called Plagiarism Detection Software System. They have evolved it, and then the project was, when it started, it called Sodh Suddhi. So under the Sodh Suddhi, they have provided Urkund anti-plagiarism software tool to all the universities, irrespective of central or state or private. They have provided to all the higher educational institutions who are having 12B or 2F recognition, who comes under the definition of higher education institutions. And the only drawback, while they have provided Urkund to these institutions, that is available only for the research scholars, means the PhD research scholars and the faculty members. For example, if you are having a PG course in your institution and you are having a dissertations of those courses, from where you have to check these dissertation. This facility is not available, and the Urkund anti-plagiarism software provided by Inflibnet UGC. But you can purchase your own Urkund or Turnitin or any anti-plagiarism software tool to check and maintain the quality of your research work of your institution and encourage their academic integrity of your institution. While you are checking these, data, you have to exclude their bibliography, references, quoted material, common terms. The important thing is that you have to take care of the original ideas, which abstract, summary, hypothesis, observations, results, conclusions, and recommendations should not have any similarities. This is very important for any researcher, for any teacher, for any institution. If you are checking a thesis, if you are going to check a journal's article or research work or assignment of any institution in any student, you must take care of that abstract, summary, hypothesis, observations, results, conclusions, and recommendations should not be similar to others. Even they are giving the references. Now, penalties. If you will fail under the academic, you will fail under the criteria of academic misconduct. So, if academic misconduct is there, then disciplinary action is there. So similarity up to 10%, not the plagiarism. Similarity up to 10% is acceptable, but if it is between 10 to 40%, then definitely the student or the researcher may be given a 6 months time. But if more than 40% and less than 60%, then debarred for 1 year, and more than 60%, then the registration of that program has to be cancelled. This is applicable only for the thesis and dissertation. But the same rules are there, but that are applicable for the teaching community in the institutions, as per this UGC regulation 2018. Up to 10% no penalty, and if you submit any manuscript like journal's article or any document for your promotion or anything, if the plagiarism is the similarity is not plagiarism. Similarity, plagiarism, 0% plagiarism is accepted, but the similarity is up to 10% accepted. It is if between 10 to more than 10 and less than 40, then withdraw a manuscript. It will be asked by your institution. But if you comes under level 2, there are certain disciplinary actions, like you will be asked to withdraw manuscript, annual increment will not be given, and supervisor you will not be allowed to be supervised in PhD, MPhil thesis and dissertations. If you come under level 3, then definitely 2 successive annual increment will not be given, and for 3 years you will be not allowed to supervising. So these are for the academic and research publications. So Suddhi comes under this one. Now the issue is plagiarism versus copyright is a very common phenomena. Everyone wants to know about that. Copyright is purely issue with the licensing of rights. It does not matter that you have taken a content from a free website or the open source website or resources or from the every document, whether it is free or open source or the commercial, it has a license. So copyright is directly, it belongs to the license or violation of license. For example, you have written a book and copyright is not with you. Copyright is with the publisher. So if you are sharing your document, you have to take permission from the publisher. Otherwise, it is the violation of Copyright Act. Because the license of publishing and distribution and sharing is with the publisher. But if the copyright is with the author, not with the publisher, the author can share it, reproduce it, because the license of that particular content is with the particular author. Plagiarism is the academic misconduct. It is the purely case of academic misconduct or the disobedience of the rules of academic integrity. Because plagiarism is an offense against the author, the idea-centric approach. For example, in a book, you have written a paper, and somebody is using your paper and not referring you, it means that is the plagiarism. But if he is sharing that particular data to anyone, that is a violation of Copyright Act if they are not following the Indian Copyright Act. One judgment is University of Delhi versus Rajeshwari Photocopy Center of University of Delhi. Delhi High Court has given purely a picture of the fair use, how to use the content of a particular article, book, or something for the academic purposes. For example, in a cyber crime, you are guiding 4 students. So you can share a content, a paragraph, or a content, a document to that only for the 4 students. Under the fair use, you cannot share to entire 1,000 students or 20,000 students of your institution. If you are doing so, that is not a fair use. Actually, that is the violation of copyright. So under the fair use, for the academic purpose, there is a limitation to share with your students. For example, you are teaching in a first year and you are going to share it with the third year student to whom you are not teaching. So that is also not a practice of fair use. So plagiarism is actually the moral right, but the copyright is the legal right. And that is sometimes embedded in a way that you have to take permission to share, and sometimes you give acknowledgement. If you are giving every time acknowledgement to someone to his work, then you are definitely not going to follow the academic misconduct practice. So from this picture, you can see that if your original work is there, then you can see the open eye, because the courage is very important. What have you written? If you are having a courage to share, then definitely you are doing everything under the academic integrity environment. Because you may be aware that the fact that research visualization is very, very important. Impact factor, the G index, H index of your article, how many times your paper has been cited. These are the strategies which are being used by many of the institutions now. NIRF ranking is based on these factors, and everyone has to give the institution and how many your teachers or research scholars are publishing papers in the refereed journals or the UGC Index Journal or the Web of Science Index Journal or the Scopus Index Journal. ResearchGate is one of the social media, or you can say the open source visualization tool, and Vidmanya has been recently launched by Inflict and UGC. So there are many tools in a research environment to promote the research academic integrity among the core group. If you have plagiarized, you cannot see the word, means you cannot say that this is my work. And if you are similarity, that you can say, oh, I have used 50% of others' work in my study, but yes, 50% I have done. So this is the if you see from there, Jackson Library, even CZ has make abbreviate very nicely that learn academic integrity. So if you see the L for look up the academic integrity policy and the recommended sanctions for a violation sanctions range from a regulation program to expulsion. It means academic integrity not only to punish someone, it is also to make an improvement on that. So that has to be taken care of. A policy has to be created from an institution. Then educate yourself on the resources available to you and also on the success stories of the institution. What are the resources available in the library? What are the resources available with the teachers? How they can be used? Their awareness and their education is very, very important. And ask your professors any clarifying questions you may have regarding the expectations outlined in your syllabus. For example, if you are going to make anything, any research project you are going to create that, then definitely you ask your professors first. Then you work on that. Then remember to include the academic integrity placed on the work you turn into your professor. Yes, it can be done while the PhD program is going to start in your institution for this session. You can give a plus to your research scholars and the research supervisors that and we will follow the academic integrity policy of the institution, and we will not disobey any or we will any values of academic integrity, and never cheat, plagiarize, misuse academic resources, falsify documents, or facilitate academic dishonesty, uphold the 5 core values of academic integrity. So never cheat means any academic misconduct. Do not misuse the academic resources also. Sometimes you get photocopies of all entire book. You do not need the entire book. You need only 3 pages of that. So that is also the misuse of the academy. Sometimes you issued a book from a library and that is the only single copy, and you are keeping with you because others cannot use that. So that is also called the misuse of academic resources. So I would say that plagiarism is another face of a coin, that is academic integrity. So academic integrity or the plagiarism is less legal and more ethical. If you are ethically correct, then definitely it is not viable to the legal fraternity. Because one more thing, who can complain about the plagiarism? Anyone can. Who can see that this paper is having misconduct of the academic integrity and plagiarize some content, they can complain. But if somebody is violating the copyright, only the person who has the copyright can only make complaint for that. So I have used many pictures and content from many of the sources. I acknowledge all of them, and it is purely for use for the academic purposes and this academic research program. So if you have any queries, definitely I will be happy to.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Manish sir, for your wonderful session on academic integrity and discussing various aspects of academic misconduct in plagiarism and copyright, plagiarism pattern. So thank you. Some of the questions from the participants. Hello.
हाँ सर बताएं.
One of the participants want to ask, is it Grammarly can be used as a plagiarism checker?
Which one?
Grammarly.
Yes, Grammarly is a similarity checker software and it is a paid version and they can use it. There is no problem.
Okay. Okay. There is another question, sir. Kindly explain the mosaic plagiarism.
Which one?
Mosaic plagiarism.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you getting voice? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are
Okay.
audible.
So, mosaic plagiarism is the phrases without quotation marks. Suppose you have taken a content as it is from somewhere. Suppose, Five Laws of Library Science given by Professor S.R. Ranganathan and Dr. Sandeep Pradhan has used in an article like that.
Yes.
And somebody is using that paragraph as it is, but they are just giving a citation at the end of that paragraph.
Okay.
So that is called the mosaic plagiarism. That should be within the quoted material, double inverted comma in the paragraph, yes. And at the last, Sandeep Pradhan, your reference, all the citation of your work has to be given. If it is not doing, it means it is a mosaic plagiarism.
Okay. Hope the participant understand this answer. Now there is another one question. Is there any anti-plagiarism software is given by UGC to individual autonomous college with 2F12B?
This is a policy matter of Internet. I am not more sure about that, but UGC right now is very, very liberal. If you approach to them, definitely they will give it to you.
Okay.
And even if you approach to the your university, and your university must have a license for you, because they are giving to the university and their constituent colleges. If your affiliation with your Gondwana University, then you can also request to the Gondwana University and they will provide you.
Okay, sir. Dr. Amit Kapoor.
Yes, sir.
Please ask your question.
Yes, sir. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
So, firstly, let me congratulate the entire organizing team for starting with this wonderful session, and I must also congratulate the speaker, Dr. Bajpai, for delivering such an insightful talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir, I had in fact two questions. Like the first one was, is there any online platform where a researcher's publication can be registered under IPR?
Under ITL.
IPR, Intellectual Property Right.
Yes, there is a copyright board. There is the Indian Copyright Board at Delhi.
Okay.
So you can do that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And sir, the other question was, supposing if like the anti-plagiarism tools that you have mentioned in your talk, if supposing one's article has been tested under any one of the anti-plagiarism tools, and supposing for the first test, the permitted percentage, it is over the permitted percentage, and then the rectifications are made, and then again the article is resubmitted, would that create problems?
Definitely, it will create a problem. It will give you 100%.
Okay.
But there is no issue while you are submitting again. Every time while you submit a document, you will get a document number. You can give undertaking that this document I have uploaded on the same anti-plagiarism software thrice or twice or 3 times. You kindly exclude those.
Okay.
But in the larger universities, they will not do it because they have like thousands of students. So practically, it is not feasible for them. So best is that first you complete your work, and while you are 100% sure that there is no work left now, then only you check the plagiarism of that document.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, Divya Prabhu, please ask your queries. Is there Divya Prabhu?
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. My
Good
question to the speaker is, our college is 12B and 2F fulfilled. So how do we go about, or what is the procedure to go about for obtaining the Urkun software and other things?
There are 2 ways. First, you can contact to your university where you are affiliated. The other is you can directly write to the InflipNet director and Gandhinagar with all supporting documents at 2F and 12B. And your institution must having a program on PhD. Because they are providing those colleges or universities who are providing, who are running PhD programs. Because this is only for the PhD scholars and the research supervisors and the teachers of the institutions.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, K. Ganesh Kumari. Is there Ganesh Kumari?
Sir?
Yes. Ask your question.
Sir, kindly tell about that Mendeley software, sir. What is Mendeley and how we have to use it, sir?
Mendeley is a reference management tool actually, and it is provided by elsewhere. So it is free up to 6 GB space. So you simply download from the internet.
Okay.
And you can use it. And this is very important nowadays. There are 2 reference management tools. One is Zotero, that is open source software, and another is Mendeley. So,
sir, what is the first one, sir? You have mentioned, no? What is the first one?
That is Zotero, Zotero, Zotero.
Zotero. Okay, sir. Okay.
So that you can also, that is, both are free and very user friendly. You give some time to those these resources, and you will learn easily.
Okay, sir. Is it completely free, sir? This both software, Zotero and
yes, both softwares are completely free. But if you use more than, for example, on if you are going to use Zotero, and there is like 650 or 500 MB space free. But the good thing about this is, if you are using it on your PC, so what your PC is having the memory, your software has that much of memory.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That is only the restriction while you are using these 2 reference management tools on cloud-based system.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
okay, I want to mention one thing for participants and especially for Ganesh Kumari ma'am.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
in 12th of August, in our fourth day, there is a one session on reference management tools. So kindly attend.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Management.
Uh, is there Dr. V. Kannan? Dr. V. Kannan? Yes, please ask your question, ma'am. Dr. V. Kannan. Sujit, is there Sujit? Please ask your question, ma'am. Is there Sujit? Okay, I think this question and queries from the participants is over. Now, thank you, sir, for your special talk on academic integrity. Now, I move to the ending part of this today's session. I request Dr. Narendra Harne sir, our NAAC coordinator, to give a formal vote of thanks for this session.
Thank you, Pradhan sir. The last part of first day of 1 week FDP is vote of thanks. So first of all, I am very much thankful from our bottom of our heart to our inaugurator of this FDP, Dr. Kavle sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, and Dean Faculty of Humanities, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, for spend his valuable time to this national FDP and inaugurate our FDP. We are very much thankful to our guest and patron, Dr. Vivek Shinde sir, President, Bhadrawati Shikshan Samstha, Bhadrawati, and Management Counselor, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, for motivating and encouraging us to conduct this FDP. We are also thankful to Dr. Karthik Shinde sir, Secretary, Bhadrawati Shikshan Samstha, Bhadrawati, and Dr. Vishal Shinde sir, Joint Secretary, Bhadrawati Shikshan Samstha, Bhadrawati. We are also thankful to today's resource person, Dr. Manish Kumar Bajpayee sir, University Deputy Librarian, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohiya, National Law University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, for effectively conducted their topic academic integrity, in which he explained academic misconduct, plagiarism, and so on. This is very helpful to researchers. Thank you so much, sir. We are also thankful to our organizer and principal of our college, Dr. L.S. Ladke sir, for successful organizing this FDP. We are also thankful to Dr. Shashikant R sir, convener of this FDP. We are also thankful to Professor Sandeep Pradhan sir, organizing secretary of this FDP. Last, I am very much thankful to faculty members, academicians, researchers, industrialists, and budding research students, and our college teaching and non-teaching staff. Thank you so much. Over to Pradhan sir.
Okay, thanks to all, and a special thanks to Dr. Manish Bajpayee sir for connecting with us and for spending your time. Thank you, Dr. Manish sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all, and congratulations to all of you.
And I hope that knowledge provided and discussing on this today's session about academic integrity will be definitely benefited to all the participants. With these words, we are ending today's session. We will meet tomorrow at sharp 11 a.m. The feedback link and the other respective instructions we will post it on Our WhatsApp and Telegram group also posted in Cisco WebEx chat box and YouTube live chat box. So thanks to all and good day. We will meet tomorrow at same time. Thank you.